Born of nuclear radiation and destined to walk the earth forever, welcome to Godzilla Reviewthon! What's up, YouTubers on the world? Mega Geek Mixer here to give you guys the 26th installment to the Godzilla franchise, GMK, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack. Or if you prefer the mouthful, Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack. Is that not a mouthful? Because it's a mouthful for me. You need any more? Huh? But this is the third installment to the Millennium series in the Godzilla franchise, and it's not a direct sequel to Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. As a matter of fact, it is just a direct sequel to the original. Yeah, if I haven't mentioned this before, I'm just gonna mention it so I can not worry about it later on. And that is in the fact in the Millennium series, they would all do a reboot and just only have the original as the direct sequel, and then they would jump in with this one. So yeah, it doesn't follow the same continuity as the Heisei era in the Millennium series. That's one of the things that makes the Millennium series different from both the Showa and the Heisei era. Those two continuity, this one not. But let's get into this plot here. So first off, this is a fan favorite among G fans. Why? Well, because for one, it's just monsters everywhere and fighting all over the place. So you can't really say you blame them for that. Heck, I'm not even gonna lie, I think this is even on my top 10 list, maybe even my top 5 list. But let's go ahead and talk about the plot right here. So the plot involves in this thing and the fact that in this film they do a completely different direction with Godzilla. That in the fact that Godzilla, along with the other 3 monsters that are in this film, are looked at as myths, as legends, and some people don't even believe they exist. And what's even more so for Godzilla and this one, now in the original, born of nuclear radiation and all that, but in this one, he is the incarnation of all the souls that were lost in World War II, and they have come back in the form of Godzilla so he could destroy Japan as revenge. Sounds crazy, huh? Sounds completely out of left field stuff right there, but it actually works to their advantage in this film because they decide to go in a whole new different direction with Godzilla, along with the 3 monsters who are in this film. That being in just the 2 who are in the title, and one who for some reason didn't get into the title. That being Baragon. Yeah, why didn't they put Baragon in there? They did feel Baragon was not as important because he seemed pretty important in this film to me. So why? Oh, I don't know, but whatever. What I do know, though, is that in this film, Mothra, Baragon, and King Ghidorah are known as the Guardian Monsters. Yeah, they're revolved in as legends as well, but they're known as the Guardian Monsters. Yeah, and just so I can straighten you guys out, this is another thing that makes this Godzilla film so special. Y'all all know King Ghidorah being the arch enemy of Godzilla, and he's always been known as to be the more threatening monster than Godzilla, making him the more evil of them. Well, in this film, it's all in the opposite direction. Of course, Godzilla, like always, he's a bad guy to humanity, but in this one, King Ghidorah is the good guy. Yeah, I'm not kidding, guys. He is the good guy. I'll bet that's a big surpriser for all sorts of G-fans out there when this film first came out. But not only that, just in this film in general, just really amazing with monster action everywhere you go. First, Godzilla surfacing in Japan and starts causing havoc, where we actually not only get to see him cause havoc, we see the casualties of his rampage. Yeah, and we haven't really gotten that since the original Godzilla film. In the original Godzilla films, we saw the casualties of the destruction he caused. But ever since then, all these other films, we hardly get that at all. But in this one, it shows perfectly about the casualties of Godzilla's rampage and his fight with the other monsters. The first of them being Baragon, who gives Godzilla a little run for the money and burrowing. But when all that burrowing is no use anymore, just like that, Baragon, you're out of here. Bye-bye. Yeah, that atomic breath shoots straight in directly to you, and you're gone. But he's not the only one who takes on Godzilla. Yeah, after Baragon is defeated, then we got Mothra and King Ghidorah surfacing. Mothra being the first to surface and fight Godzilla over in Tokyo, and then you got King Ghidorah who shows up later on in the film. Now, King Ghidorah in this one is a lot more weaker than the Godzilla we know in this one. So naturally, it will be teaming up with Mothra in this film. And yeah, great fight. But until eventually King Ghidorah gets knocked out, Godzilla gonna finish it off. But you know, Mothra always, as we all know, Mothra is she's always been there to protect her friends. And speaking of Mothra, before she even fights Godzilla, we got a little Easter egg to the twin fairies who are usually with her. Now they're not in this film. They don't play a role in this film, but we're given a good cameo Easter egg to them from these two girls who are pretty much the Easter egg to those girls, and that was a good Easter egg right there. But still, just also when it looks like Godzilla would be attacked from behind by Mothra, bam! Out of nowhere, surprises her by knowing she was there and just blasts her with her atomic breath point blank range. That's some way to go for a mob. Hey, yeah, that's gotta be a crazy way to go. But that's what led into King Ghidorah becoming the actual King Ghidorah, because when he first fights Godzilla, just known as Ghidorah, because his wings aren't spread out. But then they're all spread out. Ghidorah's all powered up with a energy shield and Godzilla using his breath, but then it's all reflected back at a massive special effects explosion that knocks Godzilla out of the water. Man, that was insane and that was cool. But in the end, though, what's really interesting, though, is how, like, even King Ghidorah isn't able to beat Godzilla trying to use his gravity beams, but Godzilla just absorbs that energy and just blasts her with his new atomic breath, just sends that monster straight out of there. This is why he is the king. Godzilla is the king of the monsters for that reason. No one can stop him. Unless, of course, it's by his own power. How you guys wondering I mentioned that? Well, that's in the realm with the human blood of the characters. Now, bear in mind, they don't really do much in this. You just got the main character being the daughter of the main male character. First, you got the main female character named Yuri, who's a reporter who follows Godzilla as he rampages. And then you got her father, Taizo, the general of the army, who ends up fighting Godzilla. Well, hey, you people have always wondered if you ever got close to Godzilla, would he be able to eat you? Well, the answer comes in this film, because that's exactly what happens to Yuri's father, Taizo. Because when he's in a submarine, he gets so close to Godzilla that Godzilla eats the submarine. Yeah, the first ever human to be eaten is Taizo. Technically, it's a submarine, but still, Taizo's in there, so Godzilla ate the submarine. And yet, that ended up being the downfall for Godzilla, because he had suffered a wound from that attack that Ghidorah gave him when he reflected Godzilla's atomic breath back at him. Because that left a major injury on him, and it was that injury and swallowing Taizo that allowed Godzilla to be defeated. And man, some way to go for Godzilla how to be destroyed like that. But that is pretty much the film in general, guys. And this is it. And I can see why this is a fan favorite among fans. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely on my top 10 or top 5 list, somewhere around there. I'm not gonna know for certain. I'm doing a rewatch of some of these Godzilla movies that I hadn't seen in so long, because I want to make a ranking of my own. But I know a few of them. Some of them I need to rewatch so I can know which are on my list. But this is definitely on that list, because this is pretty much an example of what probably most of us are wanting when Godzilla hits theaters at the end of this month. We want really nothing but the monster action. I mean, sure, you need to have the humans in there, but don't let them steal the center stage, kind of like what they did in 2014. Because yeah, and this one we want them to be just like it in this film. Have the monsters fighting and just fight on. That's pretty much what we always look for in a monster film. So I can see why we always put this one up there at the top of the list. Bear in mind, though, it's not without its flaws, because trust me, the CGI in this film just as much as bad as the CGI in Megaguirus. If not, maybe even worse. But probably I put those two in the same links. But even though the CGI was bad, the story was good nonetheless. And definitely the Godzilla suit for this one, how he doesn't have any irises at all. Any pimples at all. He's just got wide irises. It just shows how yeah, definitely evil. Oh, so yeah, I would definitely recommend this film. This is a great film to go off of. And if you guys are enjoying my videos, then click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And I'll see you guys in the next Godzilla Reviewthon! Until then, Mega Geek Nixer signing out. Bye!